What is going on, Voodies? Thank you so much for tuning in to the VooDoo Chef Podcast, coming to you live from right here in Tampa, Florida. And you know what? This is such an amazing place to be. If you're checking in for the first time, listening for the first time, don't forget the VooDoo Chef Podcast streams live on VooDoo Chef's YouTube channel every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. So if you're listening to this at one of the podcast download companies, wherever you download your podcast from, don't forget to leave us comments, ring the bell, subscribe, whatever it is you do. But if you want to see the videos and check us out live, make sure you're logging in live on our YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set my reminders right now. Hey, Alexa, set a reminder for the VooDoo Chef Podcast every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Streams right here on YouTube, guys. All right, tonight we have a great night. I think the name of tonight's podcast is The New American Badass. And if you don't know what that is, that's Chefs of America, right? And today we've got not just a chef, but a badass chef. I got to tell you, I got to save I got to be PG until we get into it here. But we've got an American badass checking in. Not only do we have a great chef checking in, but he is actually running for national president of the American Culinary Federation. And I'm proud to know him, and I'm proud to get to hang out with him. And I don't know, maybe tonight we'll get him to have a little bit of brown with us tonight. We know that's not going to happen, but that's okay. He's going to tell us all about his mission, more importantly, his journey, and how I met this young man. Just a great, great gentleman, and I can't wait. And one thing he believes is the same thing we believe. It all starts with youth. And when you've gotten to such a point where you have that ability to give back, that's what it's time to do. So, we're going to talk about the give back a lot tonight. And I know you hear that a lot from us, but it's nice to know that other people share our mission. And so tonight we're going to be talking with Chef Rene Marquis, past president of the Hillsborough chapter, Tampa Bay chapter, West Central Florida. He's the shit of the American Culinary Federation, running for national president of the American Culinary Federation, talking all about give back. Big Eddie C's on vacation, so Sean Fleener, I know that means you might take the night off, but we hope you stick around because tonight's going to be a good one. And make sure you log on, check us out, all our social media pages. Get ready for VooDoo Underground. That's coming, followed by VooDoo Bash. And then it's golf. Here we go, guys. Get ready.
Hey y'all, Dave from Greater Monkeys here. Using some of my VooDoo Red here on some pork butts we got from Prairie Fresh. So I just want to show that, we do like to use the product that we have. This is going to go to a really nice client we have later on this week. And you can see this puts out a really nice color. So if you don't have yourself any VooDoo Red, check it out.
Hey guys, I just wanted to tap in real quick and talk to you about the VooDoo Foundation and what it's done for me. My junior year, I started with the foundation in my first competition where I created a quesadilla taco with my partner. It was absolutely amazing. Through that competition, I got to meet a lot of new judges, new people, and open my eyes about what I wanted to do in this industry. My second competition was in my senior year where I once again created another dish, talked to some more people, and learned some new things. Right now, I'm working with the foundation and furthering my skills, and it's really helping me improve. So I'll check in with you guys later. If you want to learn more or help donate so you can get other people to start doing what I'm doing, go ahead and click this QR code right here and it'll give you all the information you need.
Ten. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, Voodies? We're back. Patrick, what is up, man? You're muted.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. We're back. Look at that. People already checking in. We've got Spider already checking in. I don't know how I already have 5 private chats. Oh, look at this. Oh, God. Dude, you are like hyper, man. You're hyper. And I'm of course talking to our guest who's already in the green room just blowing us up. Wowzers. I gotta get back to the main screen here. So Patrick, what's going on, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, it does feel that way, right? It's weird.
It's been all of 24 hours. We were at a great American Culinary Federation meeting last night. You serve as the vice president. And of course, the past president of our chapter is on tonight, Chef Rene Marquis. He's running for national president. And his wife, Vanessa Marquis, is the current president. And a lot of our Voodies that check in hang out at that meeting. So it was nice to see everybody last night at the meeting.
Absolutely.
So, dude, you're in like full-on vacation mode, huh?
Well, I mean, why not? I mean, it's spring break, isn't it?
Spring break means you're supposed to be out at the beach, drinking obscene amounts of alcohol, laying on your back and doing Oklahomas on the beach drunk. Or at least that's what they show on the news.
Yeah, I'm not a big beach person, honestly. I don't really enjoy the sand and salt water. I would much rather sit at a pool or just wait till Friday and then go celebrate my national holiday,
Yeah, your national holiday.
I mean, it's named after me, isn't it?
You know what? We could actually use those videos tonight. I'll try to dig those up here, and because that would be some good talking points. We got Chris Kowalik checking in direct. People love to send me texts during the podcast here, and that's okay. However you want to communicate with us. He's digging the man cave. We recently remodeled. I don't know if you can see, I'm blocking the 512 sign with my new lid here. I got another box from Monster today. These guys are just like absolute rock stars. This is my Monster rehab hat. I guess this is what I'll be needing tomorrow when I'm out doing yard work or at the beach. Oh, you know what? This will be primo for golf, dude. This will be primo for golf. And who knows? Maybe we'll have Monster out on the course. We did kind of get a soft commitment for Monster for VooDoo Bash. So
nice.
That's going to be amazing. I pick on a lot of people for having ADD. I think I fall into that category because screw all y'all. What are you drinking tonight, Patrick? Is that something rare?
Not yet, actually. So I was watching something on YouTube the other day, and it's an Irish old fashioned. So it's a stout, simple syrup.
The old fashioned, if I'm not mistaken, was invented in the United States.
Well, that's why this one's called an Irish old fashioned. It's a Guinness stout that simple syrup I made. I had brown sugar to it, boiled it down, melted all the sugar in, whatever. Yep.
You said a Guinness stout simple syrup.
Correct.
So that like that nasty beer that you had, I mean, that amazing beer that you had me drink
Uh-huh.
for the first time at age 53.
Yep. Yep.
That is what you made simple syrup out of?
That's correct. Instead of using water like you normally would, I took about a half a cup of the Guinness, half a cup of brown sugar, heated it up, dissolved all the sugar into it, cooled it down, and then from there started to make a little bit of an old fashioned. 2 ounces of whiskey, some black walnut bitters, some chocolate bitters. It's actually not bad at all.
Yeah, but I also noticed that you didn't say it's good.
I mean, it is good. It needs some orange in there, but I just didn't have an orange. It really needs like an orange zest or a little bit of the orange peel in there to really make it the old fashioned. Then you have the chocolate and the orange flavor going on. So once I get that in there, even better.
I don't know, dude. You're talking about that beer. That I mean, I don't want to say it like that because it wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't bad, but
and you're also
you know when they were pouring, I'm definitely saying it wasn't good. We all know we're definitely on the same page. We all know I drink Coors Light, which, you know, to most beer drinkers, they say, "Oh, so you drink water," and I'm like, "Ha, okay, whatever." But yeah, I guess I drink water. But it wasn't bad. But it had that boobly feeling from the nitrous and kind of a little effervescence, if you will.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not saying it was. I'm not going to go, oh my God, Pat, let's go back and get another Guinness. I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
Fair enough. It's not. I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean, I happen to like it a lot, so it's to each their own.
It wasn't bad, but that's cool that you made a simple syrup out of it. And then, what was the bourbon?
I'm using the Woodford. No, I'm using the Woodford Reserve. You could use anything you want. I poured a little bit of that in there, try it out. I got a couple different bottles.
That's like taking the triple mash and saying I'm going to make a mint julep out of this shit. You know,
it's like double oak. It's just the regular Woodford Reserve, not double oak. It's like getting confused now. Double oak's not in there.
You know, they do make the juleps out of the Woodford at Kentucky Derby. So, you know what? I have no idea. It's all that time I spend on Windows-based computers. I'm struggling logging into my my Mac. I can't open my photos for some reason.
Oh.
I was going to share our lovely car bomb. Do you have that by any chance?
I can probably find it here in a little bit. We had it from
because we have it on our Patreon page, which since we brought that up, if you ever wonder what happens to us on the 4th Tuesday of every month, and you're like trying to check in, we do a private stream on that 4th Tuesday. And you have to be a member of our Patreon site. And if you want to check that out, you can log on to patreon.com/VooDoo Chef. And we pretty much, you can call it whatever you want. You can call it date night. You can call it cook along. We call it Voodies Unite. And what we do is we get together and we send you recipes. And we cook along. You cook along with us. You can make it a date night. You can just cook dinner. You can just come in because you want to learn something new. And we have a good time. We don't. I would say that we're not out there using voodoo, but we are using voodoo because the seasonings were written for exactly what we're doing out there. They just kind of morphed and changed into VooDoo Chef, which is butter, bacon, caffeine, carbs, and bourbon. But that's not what that event's about. This month, we'll be doing the Art of Hollandaise, and I'll be out there cooking up some hollandaise. We'll make some traditional eggs Benedict. We'll also do a couple variations and do some side dishes, and then we'll elevate it a little bit. Maybe some 512 might fall into my hollandaise. I don't know. I can almost guarantee some 512 is going to fall into my hollandaise. We're going to be making a margarita hollandaise, which is off the charts. So I got the link in the chat bar there right now. We got Chris Kowalik checking in. Whiskey should be enjoyed straight. And I don't mind if I do, Mr. Kowalik. Tonight I will be drinking once again Jack Daniel's Bonded Tennessee whiskey. This is the reggae, not the triple mash. I thought I was drinking triple mash. Where, Mr. Kowalik, where what? Where what? Where will we be doing that cooking? And if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Kowalik will be on the podcast coming up very shortly in the next couple months. Chris runs the first of all, we go way back. All of my relationships are ever about helping kids, and Chris and I go way back. Chris used to work for the Outback brand, and we were working together helping students. Holy cow. I don't even know, Chris. I don't know what year it was because I suck with dates and times. And Patrick, I got bad news. I don't get messages on the computer that I'm running.
Oh, all good. I'll just let you know I have the car bomb video if you want it.
Oh, dude, can you bring it up?
Yeah. I just want to make sure you still want it.
Do I need me share or you share?
I can share. Give me 30 seconds here. Not even. Coming right now. Here we go.
All right, Chris, we're coming back to you after this because I wanna. Let's see this here. So let's set the stage here. So first of all, we were filming for Patreon, and I said I'd never had Jameson, which you didn't believe. I said I never had Guinness, which I don't think you believed that either. People assume that I'm, I don't know, out there drinking all the time. When I played in the rock and roll band, we drank Jose Cuervo and Miller Genuine Draft. Screw all y'all. That was the 80s and the 90s. It was a long time ago. And then, man, for like 4 or 5 years, I didn't drink at all. And I wasn't like going through any program or anything. I just didn't drink. And then I started drinking again, and I realized that Jose Cuervo really wasn't all that. So we found some new tequila, and we just morphed into the 512. And, of course, Jack Daniel's is rock and roll. So here's to everybody. So you said, all right, let's go out and have a Guinness. So we had a Guinness, and that's not on here. But no. I tasted the Guinness, and as soon as the Guinness was done, it's like we dropped the Guinness. The bartender, what's her name? Nice lady.
Mari, yep. Mari
says, all right, I guess it's time for car bombs. And I'm like, whatever we got to fucking do. I'd never done a car bomb. And I said, what do we got to do? And she says, well, first thing you got to do is drink half that beer. So I started pounding this beer to get rid of half of it because she told me to. I'm a rule follower. People don't believe that either. And then she's pouring a beer, and I'm like, you're telling me she's pouring us new beers, and I'm like, screw both y'all, because now I pounded half this Guinness, which went straight to my head. Like, boom. I'll drink Jack Daniel's all night long for some reason. A couple beers, and I'm lightheaded. So I pound half this beer, and she pours us new ones, and that is where we're at right now. So this is my friend Patrick introducing me to a car bomb for the very first time.
All right, buddies. So I'm told we're doing this because we can. Fucking millennial fucker. Okay, I've never drank Bailey's, never had Irish whiskey, never had Guinness. I mean, let's be real. We know what I drink. Coors Light, Jack Daniel's, 512, Tito's. But St. Patrick's Day, right? Went in Maloney's. So I'm told when I drop the Bailey's and Irish whiskey into my Guinness, I have to drink it fast before it curdles. And I feel like some 16-year-old at a frat party. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't call it a frat. You call it a fraternity. I'll drink a half a bottle of Jack right the fuck now. I don't know why I'm such a fucking girl right now, but here you go. There you go. Happy Maloney's Day. 3, 2, 1. I have no idea why we did that. I'm told because we could. And I got to tell you, I really like the flavor of that Bailey's Irish Cream in there. It kind of just smooths out everything. And I'm sure I'm going to feel that whiskey and that Guinness, because I don't drink beer, pretty quick. Pretty quick. I should have had a Monster.
I'm going to tell you, I should have had a Monster. That stuff went straight to my head, man. Absolutely crazy. And then we were doing shots of Jameson on the Patreon a couple days later. And I'd never had Jameson. And it's funny, we were doing a shepherd's pie dish with a not Jameson gravy because I'd never had Jameson. So I'm like, I'm going to make it with Jack Daniels. We're just going to call it a not Jameson gravy. But we started doing shots of Jameson. And I would call it like a Jack Daniels starter kit because it's a little less hot. It's a little lighter, it's I don't know. It's like the Sprite of Coca-Cola.
Well, it's an Irish whiskey compared to your Tennessee whiskey, and so it's a little different flavor profiles, and
it's those little candy cigarettes that you got instead of Marlboro Reds. It's for the play boys. I don't know. I'm just kidding. If you like Jameson, there's nothing wrong with that. The Jack Daniels mushroom gravy was great. Thanks, Jen. We appreciate that. I do got to tell you, if you switch up to the honey jack, it changes the whole profile, and that's what we were cooking with. We were doing the honey jack, and it just brought a whole new flavor profile that was absolutely amazing as well. If you're interested in Patreon, hit those sites. In the meantime, we got lots of guests coming up on the podcast. We've got Chris Koala coming up. We've got Chef Flava. Next week, we've got the Cake Girl coming in. And by the Cake Girl, I mean Kirby Lavalle. He is the owner. His wife is the Cake Girl, co-owner. And, man, I've known Kirby a long time. And you've seen us do bourbon tastings on the podcast. Next week, we're going to be doing a full-blown cake tasting. I don't know how many different flavors we have. I hope it's like 600 because I'm on like some wicked diet, and that's going to be the first day that I cheat on my diet. And I can't fucking wait because, oh, man, I'm going to have some bourbon. I'm going to have some cake. Do we have the Oreo one? Is the Oreo one coming?
I don't know. I hope so, though. That was a good one.
I hope so, too, man. But the cookie butter fucking cake in a jar, full-blown crack.
So we do have the Oreo one, yeah.
Full-blown crack. I like them both. I don't know what we're talking about, Glenn. I hope you're talking about both your kids because I like both your kids too, buddy. But I think you're talking about Jameson and Jack. For those of you who don't know, Glenn Wiggins is the official DJ of the VooDoo Chef, and he confirmed today that he will be back at VooDoo Bash on August the 19th at the Cuban Club. So I'm going to tell you, you can get your tickets already. Tickets are up. You know what? If you use the code podcast, I'll tell you what, we'll give you 20% off right now. So if you use the code podcast, we'll give you a 20% off. I'm going to go ahead and set that up while we fucking do this so that you do that. That's August 19th at the Cuban Club. And watch what I do here. We'll include that for the signature chef dinner. So on the 18th, we do the signature chef dinner. If you're a chef out there and you want to participate in that, or if you want to just come and dine, we'll give you a 15% coupon. That coupon is podcast. So maybe I'll set that up now. It's going to be set up before we log off, so I'll make sure and get that rocking and rolling. Patrick, I put a post up this week, and I'd love to know what all the booties in the chat room say. We were asking, do you prefer scary movies or rom-coms? And if you're out there in Booty Land, start putting down your thoughts. I am a huge scary movie fan. My favorite movie of all time is Scream. And I say all time, doesn't matter what genre. My favorite movie is Scream. It was new. It was brand new. It was something fresh. They had two killers, which was a plot twist at the time. It was hip. It was current, and you can still watch it today, and it's a good movie. I never thought it would turn into, a series or whatever you call that conglomerative. What do you call that? It's not a trilogy. It's they even quoted they even quoted in the movie. It's funny.
Yeah, there's a name for it. I can't remember what it is.
It'll pop in my head.
It's an easy word, yeah.
In 6 weeks. But Angelina is now a huge movie fan. The first movie we showed her, I think, scary movie we watched was Scream. And so now she's all about Scream. So we went on Thursday night to see Scream 6, and it was just another great movie in the series. And Angelina's such a fan. She's like, this is the same exact music that they were playing when Dewey and Gail met in the park. And I'm like, how do you know? And how do you not know? Come on. But that prompted me. My wife wouldn't go. She's like, yeah, I'm not going. So you and I started talking, and I said, we're going to do it this or that. And it's kind of hard without Big Eddie C.
Yeah.
So are you a scary movie guy, or are you a rom-com guy? Because that's what we posted out there.
So I do prefer comedies in general. But I mean, when it comes to scary movies, there are some classics that I feel like everybody should see if they haven't already. I mean, I definitely have my top couple.
Well, what's your top three?
Yeah.
Let's start at number 3.
Number 3, I would have to say is Pet Sematary. Number
Stephen
2
King.
is Stephen King. So all 3 of mine are Stephen King. I really like Stephen King. I've read a lot of his books. I've seen a decent amount of his movies. I like a lot of his work.
Pet Sematary really didn't do it for me.
Okay. Is it the original or the remake? Or both?
The one with Herman Munster.
Okay.
Probably the original.
Yeah, I would assume that's the original, yeah.
It just didn't do anything for me, and not that it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. The best part about that movie was the title track sung by the Ramones. Just saying.
Fair enough.
If I were to go with you, I think my number 3 would be My Bloody Valentine. And I think you could see the difference in our styles of scary movies.
Yep.
So number 2, you're going to say Stephen King. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
I think Carrie Cujo would be too easy.
That was up there. For me, I actually picked The Shining.
The Shining is Stephen King?
Yeah.
Too long of a movie.
Okay.
Too long. I don't have that kind of time in my day. One of my buddies was the F&B at that hotel, and I don't care how long that movie was. It was still scary, and I would not be in that hotel. No way. My number 2 would be Friday the 13th, the original. It was probably my first scary movie. And you're holding on the entire time. That's got to be what, early 80s. So I'm, pre-teening it, and you're scared the whole time, and then it ends, supposedly.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, oh, don't worry, it's over. It's over. And then Jason jumps out the lake, dude. I should be dead right now. I should be dead. I should be dead. And again, you can just see the difference in the types of movies. I'd love to hear what everybody in the chat thinks, because, I'm sure Glenn's going to be more along the lines of you. Jen already said she's all about the rom-coms. But if anybody else is out there, I bet it's got to be a generational thing. But you're an avid reader. I bet Carmack would be along your lines too.
Okay. Fair enough. So what's your number one then?
Scream. That's my number one movie. Period.
Okay.
A close second, Grease, and then of course followed up by Grease 2, because Matthew Caulfield in Grease 2. So number one, scary movie. Number 2 and 3 are both like those romantic musicals.
Gotcha. Okay.
Don't judge.
Not at all. Yeah, for me, I guess my number one would be the newer version of It.
The newer, see.
So I feel like it was scarier than the original, but I liked the original better. So when you're talking about which is more of a scary type movie, I didn't find the original to be all that scary.
So and that I skipped your number one because you told me before we started. I wasn't
you're good.
passing it up. But for me, dude, it was scary when it was a creeper, right? Like I can't wait to see fucking Boogeyman.
Right.
But if it changes into something like it, the spaceship flying over, I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It changed for me at that point. When it was a creeper, I was like all about it.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of, same thing happened with Stranger Things. I was all into Stranger Things. And then all of a sudden they're talking about this alternate fucking upside down. Fuck all that shit. My brain, I watch movies to not think, not to think.
Yeah.
Just me.
Fair enough.
I can't wait to see fucking Boogeyman though. Even the previews of that were fucking making me a little antsy. Did you read that book?
No, I haven't. No.
George is going with The Shining. Newer, I'm going with Get Out. Texas Chainsaw Massacre always gets me. George, are you talking about the original Texas Chainsaw or the reboot? And for everybody out there right now, if you want to get your VooDoo Bash tickets, everything inside the VooDoo Bash collection is on sale right now. Not really on sale. If you use the coupon code podcast, all lowercase, it'll drop you 20% off, and we'll leave that up for all our podcast listeners. George says he likes both. See, I like the original Friday 13th. I did not like the remake. Patrick, did you like the original Pet Sematary or the remake?
I like the original better.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the case for most movies.
Well, when they're come out and they turn into a classic to the point where someone wants to remake them,
yeah.
Why? You're fighting a classic.
Right.
Do you like sequels or do you like reboots?
I prefer a sequel. Unless it starts to get really off the rails, then at some point you got to put an end to it. Like why is there so many Jaws or so many Rocky movies? It's like, do I really need Jaws 17? I mean, come on, I get it. It's a shark.
Isn't Megalodon Jaws 17? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I get the idea. The shark's going to attack people. I got it. I need 17 sequels to that. I don't think
so. So you said you don't like the beach. Have you ever been in the ocean and encountered a shark?
I have not, thankfully. But I also try not to be in the ocean that much, so it's all good.
Same. We got Don checking in. He says Texas Chainsaw Psycho and Jaws. If you log on to VooDooChef.com and then go to VooDoo Bash, you'll get it that way, my friend. We were in Vero Beach taking a vacation We may or may not have been at our Disney property. Don't judge. And we're out in the water. And just like you read about or hear about, that wave came up and you saw the shark just swim by. 3.5 foot. According to the girls, I went running in.
No.
No, 1,000% I did. But I was first trying to get Angelina. Marie wasn't even in the water. But, their story is I fucking ran screaming out of there. But reality is I'm like, get out of the water, get out of the water. And, of course, we got Rainey checking in the private chat saying sharks are pussies.
Just punch it in the nose, right? That's all you got to do. That's what I'm told.
Well, and I'm not even going to go that route. I'm laughing because I heard a joke this weekend. Somebody was talking about it was Ricky Gervais, and he was at the Golden Globes and he was hosting, and he was talking about the actors of the films, and he was referring to Cats, and he says, and of course this past year we got to see James Corden as a big pussy, and you could have also seen him in Cats as well. And that's where Rainey's text took me. So Swamps Shark Crafted, I have no idea what that is, but I think what you're saying is your favorite movie is Sharknado with Ian from 90210. Not that Ian Zellrig, not that he's somebody I like to watch. He and Kelly should still be together, I'm telling you. All right, we got a lot to do, and we're just like so off topic. Hey, you know what? We're gonna get started. We're gonna try to get this thing back. Let's take a quick break, and I want to show you. Tonight's all about kids, so we had some students asked if they could make some lunch for everybody at the school, and this is what happened.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I love it when they just sit back and have fun. And, they made nachos. I haven't had nachos in 5 days, dude. Going through withdrawals. Just good times, good times. And we're going to play catch up right now because we've got Chef Rene Marquis, just the new American badass, checking in. And we'll shed some more light on that. Rainey, I got a special video for you because nobody will take me up on it. And I know you will. So we're going to play that. We're going to play that right as we wrap up. No Billy Floyd tonight, so I'll go ahead and make a killer cocktail. Get you some ice and fill it up with some bonded Jack Daniels. Billy is, I don't know, he's out on a date night or something. Mom's in town, had to rearrange his sock drawer. Something's going on, but he's not going to be able to make it in tonight. He will be back next month with an all-new killer cocktail, and make sure you check him out. Nathan, I know that's why you're in the room. Got to see your boy Billy Floyd. You're our next Sean Fleener, but it's all good. Paul Compton checking in. What's up, Paul? I love that you check in every week, and same thing with you, Don. Make sure you guys stick around for trivia. If anybody wants to jump in for VooDoo Games, we will definitely bring you in. But we got to get caught up on a few things here. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Check out another one of our girls making. I don't know what the fuck she's making, but here it is.
Today we're making our barbecue pork sandwich, but instead of using our house buns, we're using the Euro baked VooDoo buns. We're gonna toast it with some garlic butter. Okay, so while that's toasting, once it's done toasting, we're gonna put our magic cooled pork, which we smoke overnight. And then we're going to top it off with our BRE, which is BRE coleslaw, which is the best ranch ever coleslaw. And then we're drenching it in our smokehouse barbecue sauce and then topping it off with our house-made pickles. Now that it's toasted, now we're going to top it off with our smoked pulled pork. Usually do about 4 ounces, but today we're going to make it big, go big, and either go big or go home. And then we're going to put our barbecue sauce. And now we're going to put our BRE coleslaw. And now our quickles. I don't know about you, but I really like these pickles. And now, top bun. And there is the barbecue pork sandwich.
Kayla is just a rock star, and if you want to check her out, go to the shrimp boat out in the Bloomingdale area. I don't know what street it's on. And check her out. She works out at the shrimp boat, just doing great things. Nathan, you're right. I want to get food drunk off that yumminess too. I got to speed. And look, there he is. He's the fucking shark. He's haunting me. He's haunting me. I'm going to run screaming out of the water. Just real cool stuff. You know, I don't know what more to say there, buddy boy. What are you giggling about? You know, you saw Eurobake throughout that, and you saw the Eurobake bun. That is the charcoal infused 3-cheese chili bun. It is an amazing bun. They made it specific for VooDoo Bash, and word on the street is they might be making yet another new bun for this year. So stay tuned and keep posted. Eurobake is one of the presenting sponsors of VooDoo Bash again this year, and it's going to be bigger and better than it was last year. We got more details we'll be bringing to you next week. But now, you know what? Let's waste no more time. I'm going to tell you, I met this gentleman. I don't know where I met him, but what makes me most excited about Chef Rene Marquis is his service. He is a military man, and we're going to let him share the story. But that's what drew me to him. And we met, and our paths kind of crossed on and off for quite some time. And then I ran into him again just by happenstance. I don't know what the fuck I was doing downtown, but I'm downtown, and all of a sudden there's this tent, and here's Rene Marquis, and he's making cauliflower stir-fried rice with cauliflower rice, and you know, all this healthy cooking. It was good as shit. It was good as shit. So not only is he a military guy, he's a fucking chef, and he's a badass chef, and he's making shit taste good. You know, get your questions ready, get them lined up, but more importantly, help me welcome Chef Rene Marquis. Chef, what's going on, man? You're on mute, buddy. There you go.
I'm not. I'm not on mute. Don't tell me what I'm doing.
What's going on?
What's happening?
How you guys doing?
Living the dream, you?
You know, I'm living the dream over here in this great hotel room.
Where are you at right now?
Right now, I'm in snowy ass Massachusetts.
Are you missing the weather of Florida? Yes, chef. And
Dude, it's a 60-degree temperature change since I left there this afternoon.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh, that's not good.
I'm at the Hilton, and you can see that room behind me. While I
see.
was on hold to get on the show, I went ahead and upgraded my room.
Did you really?
So, put myself in the presidential suite.
I thought you didn't drink, man.
I don't drink anymore. I don't drink any less either.
Dude, too easy. So, dude, let's go all the way back because that's how you and I met. You were at Kaiser University, I think, at the time when I met you. And is that a true statement?
No, I met you way before that.
When?
I met you at an ACF meeting that was on MacDill Air Force Base, and that was, I think it was pre VooDoo.
You were legit?
Huh?
What was I doing there?
I'm almost certain you had something going on with the Air Force cooks because they were doing some training, and I met you, but I didn't meet you. I saw you there.
So we've done what we call career investigations, and they're week-long projects that we used to do with our high school students, and with our junior class, we would tour MacDill Air Force Base and the DFAC. And we had a great relationship with both the Air Force and Army recruiters. And they would come in and spend a couple days prior to our visit educating us on the opportunities within both branches. The students had to research. And then we would go out and tour the DFAC and actually cook with the cooks. Is that the time we're talking about?
Yeah. So I was in and out of MacDill. So I started my career in MacDill a long time ago, 1993, with General Schwarzkopf. And if I'm not mistaken, okay, so I wasn't supposed to be a chef. I was designed to be a hockey player. I had a scholarship to Boston College, and I went with my heart, and I went to culinary school in New York. 1 month after being at school in New York, I got a phone call on my dorm wall phone, connected from the switchboard operator at the CIA. She said, someone wants to talk to you. I said, okay. So basically, it was my high school hockey coach calling because BC was calling looking for me because I never showed up to training camp. But I was already a month deep into the CIA, and I graduated from the CIA. I went to work at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs and got recruited by General Schwarzkopf, Storm and Norman, to come back and cook for him at MacDill. And this was just at the end of Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Never thought I'd join the Army. Army gave me a lot of money. They paid off all my student loans. I was going to do 3 years, get out of the Army, and peace out. Well, 21 years, 7 months, 13 days, and 12 hours later, I retired in 2014.
And you know, that's probably the most commendable thing anybody can do is that type of give back. And, you know, when you're talking about being plucked out of your passion and your career and entering that.
He's locking up here a little bit.
And after 9/11,
yeah,
leaving their country, and anybody that dedicates themselves to being in the military to fight for the freedom so that I can sit here and be an asshole and do what I do, nothing but love, man. And I think too many Americans take what you do lightly, and I want you to know that I don't. And I'm very respectful and proud that you did that, and that I know you, and that I can say you're my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I never thought that I was going to do 20 years in the Army, but I got to tell you, my career in the Army was it was like a roller coaster, man. It was nonstop. I left MacDill, wanted to go close to home. Closest place to home was Fort Drum, New York. I was there 3 years, became a soldier, got promoted, learned about being a cook in the Army, because when I was cooking at General Schwarzkopf's house, it was nothing but fine dining and entertaining. A lot of people don't understand the military. There's not a lot of deals that get done in the military, but I'll tell you the 3 places where they happen. 3 places that deals get made and decisions get finalized is on the golf course, at the dinner table, and on personal cell phones. And that being said, working for general officers in their home, you become a fixture of that household. Doesn't matter who the person is. You're there to do a job. You know, you hold the highest security clearance, and everything that happens in that house stays in that house. And that's why I was successful. You know, every time I volunteered to go out to Fort Drum, I deployed 3 times in 3 years at Fort Drum. I went to Panama, I went to Bosnia, and I went back to Panama. And then I went to leadership school at Fort Lee. And after leadership school at Fort Lee, I became a permanent instructor at Fort Lee. And I'll tell you, I was there during 9/11. And I can't even explain to you. So here I am, 6:30 in the morning, teaching 12 students. We had 3 certified executive chef instructors. And we basically took our program and we taught cooks in the military all 4 branches of service. Coast Guard wasn't involved back then. And we basically took a 30-day progressive learning program, and we literally certified those chefs in 30 days. But I remember, I'll tell you, it was like 7:45 in the morning. We had just gotten stocks on. We were starting to make sauces. And everybody's phone, everybody's BlackBerry in the room started buzzing and humming and going off. All the people that were in my class were all people who worked for generals. They worked for admirals. They worked at the Pentagon. They worked at Camp David. They were the who's who elite military food service people. So I knew something was going down before we knew something was going down. And then all of a sudden, I went into our classroom because we had one of those big ass TV VCRs on a stand that we used to watch videos back in the day, because that's how we trained, and put it on the news. And we saw what was going on in New York. And all those guys literally went back to their room, guys and girls. They went back to their rooms, packed up their shit, and they were gone within 15 minutes. They were all headed back to their command and their headquarters. And then, post 9/11, I tell you, I got into an argument with a colonel. I was only an E6 at the time, but I was running the culinary program, and he was my boss. And duty assignments in the Army of 3 years. I was pushing 39 months, almost 40 months, being an instructor at Fort Lee. And I was training. I mean, we were putting 12 students through there, 11 classes a year. So that didn't give me no time off. We didn't train at time. We trained a standard. We'd go in at 5 o'clock in the morning to get stuff done, because in Virginia in the summertime it's hot. There's no air conditioning. Those labs got 110, 115 degrees. By 3 o'clock they were soaking wet and done. So we started early. But the moral story is, this colonel, I said to the colonel, "Sir, it's time for me to go." He said, "No, you're not leaving this program. You're staying." I said, "Sir, it doesn't work that way. I know you outrank me, but it's time for me to go. You don't understand." So I took leave the following week because we had a break-in cycle. I went out to Hawaii and I got 3 interviews because all my boys were out in Hawaii. And I got 3 jobs: a 3-star admiral, a 4-star general, and a 4-star Navy admiral. And they basically fought for me. Obviously, the 4-star admiral won. Within 7 days, I got orders and I was on my way to PACOM in Hawaii. Spent 3 years on the Rock. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. But during this time frame, I got exposed to the Army Culinary Arts team. And the Army Culinary Arts team is the top 12, top 15 chefs in all branches of service. And I was on this team from 2000 to 2012. So that was basically 3 Olympic cycles and 3 World Cup cycles. And I won 17 gold and 16 silver medals in that time frame. And then I wanted to go back and be a soldier again. I was in E7, getting ready to make E8. I went back to Fort Drum, New York. I was there 6 weeks. And an admiral called me from Hawaii and said, "Hey, I want you to be my chef. You come highly recommended." I said, "No, sir. All due respect, I just left the Rock." He's like, No, it's going to be in Florida." I said, "Sir, there is no Navy 4-star jobs at MacDill, only Army and Marine." He said, "Well, I'm going to be the first Navy commander of Central Command." I said, "Oh, okay." So 2 weeks later, I was on my way back to MacDill. That was 2006, beginning of 2007. Once I got back to MacDill and into CENTCOM and SOCOM, they wouldn't let me leave. I had requested to leave a couple of times. especially during the fallout of some of the commanders that were at MacDill and some of the things that went down. But I left CENTCOM, I went to SOCOM, and I finished my last 8 years there. So it was pretty remarkable. I consider myself very fortunate. I consider myself very lucky. You got to understand, I started with a great leader, and I finished my career with the best leader that I ever worked for. Adam McCraven is the guy that masterminded the Bin Laden raid. And I had 2 amazing meals for people that I cooked for in the military. It wasn't the kings, it wasn't the queens, it wasn't the princes, it wasn't the sultans, it wasn't the vice presidents or the presidents. I got to cook for the guy that masterminded the Bin Laden raid, and I got to cook for SEAL Team 6 that executed the raid. And I got to tell you something, man. This is going to hit home, and it's going to make you want to drink some of that brown stuff. But one week, about 2 weeks before this event, about 10 days before this event happened, there was 15 of us sitting in a room, 15 people. That's it, 15. And we got a briefing, and they said, this is what's going to happen. These people are going to come here. They're going to get their awards. We're going to feed them. And then they're going to get back to their mission. Froze up there. There you go. So anyways, the 15 of us in the room knew what was happening. They got put on flights from Afghanistan, Iraq, Germany, and Rhoda, Spain. And those 4 birds landed within 30 seconds of each other. All right, Nathan, I'm on it. So anyways, so SEAL Team 6 flies into MacDill 3:30 in the morning, blacked out runways. You got 4 C-130s that land on the ground. They all get into a blacked out Bluebird bus. One bus, 37 people. They take them to the back of our headquarters, which is above and below ground. SOCOM is below ground as much as it is above ground. And they use that tunnel that they use at hockey games and basketball games so people don't throw beer bottles and shit at them. So they're on a runway. They don't know where. They're in a Bluebird bus with blacked out windows. They get backed up to our headquarters, and they go in this tunnel out the back door of the bus, not the side door, the back door. They go down in the basement. They sit there, and there's this beautiful continental breakfast. Well, they knew where they were once they got inside the building. And it only took them about 3 cups of coffee to figure out what the hell they were doing there. And for the next 3 hours, over 175 aircraft landed at MacDill, coming from around the world in the Pentagon and D.C. And they put all these guys in a room. And I knew who the 2 shooters were. I didn't know any of their names. I had all of their backgrounds. I had all of their record briefs. I knew exactly who they were, where they came from, which is how we dedicated this menu. And they all came to MacDill to get their awards. And they all sat on their chairs with their call signs on them. And there was 2 guys that had a different award, and they were sitting in the first row, first and second seat. So those are the 2 shooters. And what an amazing event. I employed 10 of the best chefs in the military, and we spent $10,000 American dollars on that lunch buffet. So after that award ceremony, we fed them. You name it, we had it. I brought in a Filipino chef from DC. He rolled sushi. We smoked meats and had a carving station. We had a couple of Asians, so we had a beautiful stir fry, egg rolls, crab rangoon, lo mein, things that just didn't get to eat in a long time. And we had people from the Wingdom, so we had lobster rolls and we had clam chowder. We had steaks for all the Longhorns in Texas. It was a plethora of food. I mean, there was lobster tails just sitting there when they were gone because they couldn't eat anymore. But we fed those guys, and they got back on their bus, back on those planes, and they were gone that afternoon. But that was the best meal I ever served in the military.
Dude, that's amazing. I'm like mad sickly jealous right now, dude. You know, that's just iconic, dude, and that can't be matched. That's absolutely badass, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, to see the looks on their faces when they were like lobster rolls, and when they saw like we had fajitas and tacos and your favorite food, nachos. You know, sometimes it's the simplest things But these folks haven't eaten real food like that. A lot of people don't understand how the SEAL cycles work. So they're 6 months off, 6 months on. When they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're off. And my wife and I are kind of hooked on SEAL Team. I don't know if you've seen that. We binge watched that during COVID, and now they just announced that season 7 is coming out. I actually knew some of those guys, and some of those operators. Yeah, it's touching, man. Some of that stuff is unrealistic, but a lot of it's realistic. Sometimes I'm pissed that we show what we do and how we do it on television. And I don't mean to jump the tracks here, but you guys started talking about Stephen King, and I was like, man, put me goddamn in this call. Put me in.
I could tell, dude.
So I'm from Maine. Stephen King's from Portland, Maine. I got a little trivia question for you guys. How many movies did Stephen King make?
2. 37.
37? Come on, Patrick. What you got?
15.
50. Over 50. 50. Mm-hmm. It's so there's a little history I'm going to tell you guys about real quick. So he has a tombstone at his mom's house. You guys know about this tombstone?
Mm-mm.
In Castle Rock?
No, I'm not. I'm not a huge Stephen King fan.
Well, it doesn't matter. This is history. So there's a tombstone in his mom's house. It's got normal writing on it. It's got normal encryption on it. But every now and again, the boot, like the shape of Italy, appears on the tombstone. And geologists have sandblasted it off. They've chemically treated it. It comes and goes, man. People camp out there for 3-4 days to try to see this thing. And then you be damned. One day you be driving by, and sure enough, there's thousands of people there, and it's displayed on the tombstone. I don't believe in superstitious shit, but that has got to be crazy. To see that they sandblasted it off and used muriatic acid to wash it off, and it keeps coming back, this shit's crazy. But I think his best movie that he ever made, by far, hands down, it'd have to be Carrie. I like The Shining. I liked some of the other movies that came with it, but those are probably the best movie. Cat's Eye was another great movie. You got to understand, man, when you're in New England and you're growing up and you go to Catholic school, you got to read one of them damn books every month. So I'm just going to stick with Stephen King. So I learned a lot about him and a lot about his crazy ways. But thinking about what you guys were answering and listening to some of the comments in the chat box, I'm more of that action type movie. I think because of my military background and being a chef, Fast and Furious, the new flyby movies and all of the actions type stuff is what does it for me.
I love action movies. I don't know. I love that genre of the scary film, but I love the thriller subgenre, I guess, that falls within that. My daughter will argue and say that I'm a slasher guy, but to each their own. Tell me the name of the TV show you were watching again. SEAL something?
SEAL Team. It's on Netflix. There's 6 seasons. There's 6 seasons right now, dude. You watch the first 2 episodes and you're fucking addicted.
Oh, I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna be all over that. And
all the VooDoos that are out there watching and listening, I want to tell you, jot this down and maybe you can put it in the chat box there. But there's an amazing inspirational video that Adam McCraven did. And if you got kids that don't want to make their bed, and you got kids that just don't want to clean up after themselves, go to YouTube and type in the video "Make Your Bed." There's a 12-minute video of Admiral McCraven speaking to the University of Texas Longhorns.
I've seen it,
which is his alma mater. It's amazing. It's an amazing inspirational video. Yep. And awesome. That was, I told everybody I came in the military with a bang, and I left the military with a bang. And I'm just grateful that, all the times I deployed and all the times I was downrange, that nothing serious ever happened to me. I've seen a lot of bloodshed over there, And I'm just glad that I'm retired now, and I'm chefing it up and doing what I love to do the best.
Now, I said you're the new American badass because you are in our industry, and chefs are badasses, but they don't add up to what you've done up to this point, my friend. And I wanted to make sure we hit that. So I want to ask you right now. I got to have you back on the podcast because, I want to talk about everything in your culinary career now, because it's like you've lived two lives, all in the culinary world. But let's be real, military is military, even if your MOS is in our industry. It's a different life. And now that you're out, you're all about promoting our industry. You're all about promoting student success. I was at the meeting last night. You're past president. Your wife is current president. And I think you had 3 or 4 students in the room. And that was awesome. And they weren't just in the room. They were celebrated. And that made me so excited to be part of your meeting because that's all my mission is. And that made me very proud to be there. And now you're running for national president. So real quick, give us, first of all, quick overview on I don't know, your goals of becoming a national president and how you hope to impart some of your beliefs into the national office, and where people can find information on you and your run for national candidacy.
All right, so I never really wanted to run for ACF national president. I have been a chapter president in 3 chapters during my military experience. I actually had the first international chapter of the ACF when I was at Fort Lee in Virginia, because I had members in Germany, members in Korea, members in Alaska, members in Hawaii. But really, nothing has changed. Thanks, George. Nothing has changed on what I've been doing my whole life. When I was in the Army, I was teaching and training soldiers. I was giving back to those individuals and trying to make them as strong as I was, because I'm a firm believer that you're only as strong as your weakest link. And you ask Patrick, I've been on his ass for 4 years to get his certification because he is certifiable. He just has to give up the time. He has to do the dedication to practice, and he has to take the test. It's simple as that. And Eric, what we've done in the military and what we do in ACF Tampa Bay, I'll tell you why I became a president of ACF Tampa Bay. There was a leader in ACF Tampa Bay when I came back in 2008, and he had a completely different vision on what the ACF is all about. ACF doesn't care about your color, doesn't care about your creed, doesn't care about your religion, doesn't care about what your fucking bourbon you drink. None of that shit matters. What matters is that we're all a unified force that works on the back of the house. And I don't care if you're cooking filet mignon or if you're working at Waffle House cooking scattered, smattered, and splattered. It don't matter. It's all the same. It's the hospitality industry. Well, there's an individual who came to one of our chapter meetings when I was vice president. My first term as vice president of the ACF chapter in Tampa Bay. And he said, "Hey, I want to be a part of the chapter. I want to be a part of the, the organization." And the president at the time said, "No." I said, "What the fuck? What do you mean, no?" He said, "Well, you belong to a church." I said, "Well, son of a bitch, I must have snuck in because I'm Catholic and I belong to a church." And I listened to the conversation, and he basically said that, he was from the Fort Harrison Hotel and he didn't want any religious association with the ACF. And the president said, we don't. I said, whoa. I said, whoa. I said, I may be out of line here, but I'm going to tell you this. It don't matter what church he comes from. It doesn't matter what religion he comes from. And the sad part about it is the guy who was president at the time, he was Jewish. And I didn't give a shit about that. It doesn't matter. Like I tell people in the military, bullets don't fucking discriminate. When it's your time, it's your time. If you get shot, that's your fault because you might have been doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. and this guy got shot because I told him at that point, I said, I'm running for president. I'm going to fix this chapter, and all of those chefs at the Fort Harrison Hotel, no matter what religion they are, they're going to be a part of our chapter, and we're going to make them successful. And that next year, when the election came up, I ran for president, and people who knew me, people who I trained and taught. I mean, Mike Priola, guy's been a member for 40 years. Him and Paul Evans were, competing in the ACF in the Orlando area before I even came back here. I knew them because I was out competing against them and whooping their ass. So when I came here, they were like, "Oh man, this guy has come to this chapter. Let's embrace him. Let's let him help us." So that's exactly what they did. So I became president. I got the Church of Scientology individuals, Fort Harrison on board. They became members. We got a lot of their senior chefs and their leaders certified, which the whole program is designed for. That's the whole thing about the ACF. Go ahead, Eric.
The Scientology guys, because that's who you're talking about when you talk Fort Harrison. I recorded one of my albums when we played in a rock and roll band out in one of their recording studios, and it's funny. It sounds exactly the fucking same as if I were to recorded it anywhere else. Do these guys cook different? I mean, because they're Scientologists, do they cook different?
Actually, Eric, I'm going to tell you something that a lot of Tampa Bay. Listen, Patrick has been there. Patrick is actually. I actually hired Patrick to help me help them. Last week was a big celebration week for them, and that happens every March. And since COVID, we haven't been invited back to help them because they're not doing what they used to do. But Patrick will tell you, some of those chefs, Eric, are some of the best chefs in the Southeast, maybe in the Eastern Seaboard of the United States.
Cooking methods. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are.
That's right. That's exactly. Say that again.
Food and math, they're unifucking-versal. It doesn't matter who you are, color, creed, religion, none of that fucking shit. And if anybody doesn't understand that, fuck them, because I'm all about no hate. And if anybody has hate, tell them to fuck off from me.
Well, I just don't get it. Again,
no names. No names.
The Army told me that, I was a minority in my MOS in the Army. But that didn't matter because the Army teaches you to be colorblind. When it's time to do a mission, it doesn't matter what color you are. You are a social security number, you're an MOS, and you're a body. And if you meet the requirements for that mission, you're on it. I used to fuck with people all the time. All my cooks, Eric, when I was at Fort Drum, I had 170 cooks. 170 cooks running 4 domicilies. I used to line them up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And the best cooks, the best looking uniform, the shinest boots, best clean face, best brushed hair, cool. I tell them, take the day off. They're like, what? I said, take the day off. You deserved it. You were in this cook's mount this morning and you look amazing. Take the day off. And from that point forward, Eric, my cooks were on time. They were in the cleanest uniform. They were always respectful. They were all trying to get their time off. And I did that for the first 9 months I was there. I actually gave 4 or 5 cooks from each domicile off every day. And they loved it.
You said something, very poignant there. You said clean shave. You pretty much just mentioned all the basic requirements, expectation, not even expectation, because it's what it is. These are the basic requirements for you to enter us as a military personnel. And at that point, your social security number and a fucking MOS. And what's different with you got me fucking heated about fucking this fucking hate, dude. Because I hate fucking that shit.
Ask Patrick. Patrick, chime in on this. Get into the conversation.
All wear
am I
the
right
same
or am I right?
white goddamn coat. And it's 5 to 9.
They put their chef coat on.
Yep.
We all look the fucking same.
They put their chef coat on, their pants on, their shoes on, just like I do. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to let Patrick talk, but some of those guys have some amazing talents, amazing ability. So we've been nothing but fortunate to have the Fort Harrison Hotel and their cooks and their chefs as part of our chapter members.
Yep. I mean, I've been out there for, I think, 2 events now with them, just working with them in the kitchen for this event that you're talking about. And I mean, I'm always learning something from them. It's great working side by side with them, getting their feedback, getting their ideas, just seeing how they like how they operate, and I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's a fine-tuned machine and how they make all that stuff happen.
Cleanest kitchens, best organized. You can ask someone where the fucking juniper berries are, and they'll all point to the same direction because everybody knows where everything is.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what it's about right there. And
I have,
oh fuck! Don't get you're gonna get me. I'm
Donald.
fucking,
I have never had the opportunity to serve at Millington NAS, but I have trained many seamen, many sailors from there. If I'm not mistaken, there was even some Marines that came out of there. When I was in that program at Fort Lee, there was a 3-year-long waiting list to get in this class. And before I left that program, we were doing 2 classes at a time because everybody wanted to get that education and that certification that I had brought to that program. Even today, that program runs strong, and we're producing some amazing quality chefs, taking cooks from the military and turning them into chefs. So that whole philosophy, Eric, has been what I've done with every chapter, and even the chapter now. Being a high school educator, being a college educator, being a corporate chef, working for the school district, all the things that I've done in the Tampa Bay area since I retired, leading up to my job now with Land O'Lakes. Every place where I've ever worked and everything I've ever done was about giving back, teaching students because they're the future. And I'm gonna tell you something, Eric, that you don't know about me. Patrick probably does, but you don't. I have a weird philosophy that has been very successful for me. A lot of cooks, they don't want to train their staff. They don't want to give them they don't want to teach them how to place an order. They don't want to teach them how to shut the lights off and set the alarm. They don't want to teach them to, meet the vendors and do menu talks and stuff like that because they're insecure about their jobs. And I'm the fucking opposite. I'm like, when I was in the military and I had 3 guys working for me at MacDill, shit. I was like, all right, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. And they're like, well, where are you going, chef? I said, I got shit to do. I got appointments. I got a culinary competition I got to go judge. I got some beer at the Food and Wine Festival I got to go drink. And, that training regimen, Eric, and the way that I treated them and the way that I had expectations for them made those soldiers grow. And when I vacated out of that job, they didn't fucking miss me 1 minute. Well, maybe they did, but in the retrospect of getting the job done,
they missed you, but it still functioned and operated because you trained it to do that.
That's correct, and that's why our food service, that's why the industry suffers. I think if everybody had that mentality when COVID hit, those chefs that lost their jobs might still have had their jobs if they would have had, trained their staff to do their jobs. I know the industry didn't have all the chefs working, but good executive chefs kept their jobs. Some of the executive chefs that were on the fence lost their jobs, and the sous chefs took on the role of their jobs. But I think at the end of the day, if everybody uses the mentality to train everybody to do your job, you just become so much more valuable and able to do a plethora of things.
When you're able to train somebody to do something, you're exhibiting mastery. And by you training the people to do that, that's exactly what you're doing. You're exhibiting mastery in your profession. And the competence of sharing that knowledge is something lost. And I commend you, my friend. I commend you.
Every day, I'm here right now in Massachusetts. I was in Michigan last week. I'm in Massachusetts this week. I only come in for 2 days, but my employment loves it because I'm reaching out to chefs who are customers of ours. I'm doing what's called NACUFS, National College and University Food Service. So right now, I flew in 3 hours late from Tampa because it's snowing outside. There's about 18 inches of snow here in Massachusetts right now, and it's still snowing. All the flights got canceled except for the one that I was on, and the plane landed in Tampa, so I knew it was coming here. And when we landed, I thought I was on a goddamn snowmobile. I didn't know I was on a plane because I didn't see the runway. It was white. I mean, it was white. So When I landed, I got an Uber from Hartford, drove 45 minutes. So tomorrow, here in this region, there'll be 12, 14, 16 chefs from 16 major universities who participate in this program. And basically what we're doing is we're taking all the colleges and university chefs that participate across the United States and making their Chef of the Year. So we had one winner from the 8 chefs last week in Michigan. Tomorrow we have 2 regions, so we have 16 chefs. Well, we'll have 2 winners go to the national convention from here. Next week I'll be in Colorado Springs at the Broadmoor, the first job that I had when I graduated culinary school, where I got recruited by General Schwarzkopf. And then we will go from there to Mobile, Alabama. And then those 6 winners will all go to Baltimore in July, and there'll be a Nate Cuffs Chef of the Year. But these are all chefs who are ACF members, and they're getting judged on an ACF standard. They're not competing against, they're competing against themselves. They're competing against a standard. They all walk in with 100 points, and whoever keeps the 100 points are the ones who are going to be successful. And it's a cool thing. We got amazing participation for this event, and they asked me to judge it through so they would have some consistency. So that's what I'm doing.
Dude, you're a rock star, man. Your give back is endless.
Yep.
Your give back is endless, and we're gonna give one more question up here, and I want you to answer this. Leave that up for a second, Patrick. That's one of my favorites. Did Chef Marquis ever have the opportunity to serve at Millington, Mass? How much later than me? He was there 1970. Come on, Don.
That question was already answered, Derek.
It was?
It was.
When?
I answered it. I said I did not. I have never been stationed there, but I have trained service members that were stationed from there.
Oh, I wonder if I was looking up pictures, because
Are
look,
you
you got me on a roll here, right?
I saw that.
I was going to show you a car bomb. I was going to show you guys what a car bomb looks like. You want to see?
No, you're going to give us a real car bomb.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Can we do that? Hold on. I want you to see.
Yeah, I'll
this
share my screen.
So this right here is one of my favorite pictures ever from my high school career. They do a whiteout, and everybody wears white shirts, and it's a diversity campaign, and it's all about no hate. And you got me on a mission. You got me on fucking a whole bunch of hate topics from you're slamming people, and I'm going to say it one more time. If you're out there and you got any hate in your life, fuck off. Fuck off. If you think you're bad enough, give me a date and time. Pat Rainey and I will meet up with you, and you can show us how big your hate really is. And if you think you can take us, you let us know. I'm behind Rainey. He's got a gun. All right. All right. Can we share your screen? Can you do it? I don't know. You have to do it. We can't do it from our end.
Right.
Do you have a share screen button at the bottom of your view?
I
Rainey?
do.
Go ahead. Let's do it. If you bring it in, I can pop. Well, maybe I can pop it up. I got to look at it.
I'm sharing it now. You see it?
I don't see it. Patrick, do you see it?
I do not.
Is it
It says
something you
select window or screen?
send it to Patrick? He can share it. Can you text it to Patrick or email it to Patrick?
I'm emailing it to him right now.
All right. While he's doing that, we're going to get ready because it's almost time for VooDoo Games. But Chef, I play this video quite often, and I ask people to fight me all the time. For some reason, I believe I'm going to have a video from you fucking tomorrow fighting me. Here we go, guys. If you think you got it, fight me.
What's going on, Voodies? It's time for a little VooDoo throwdown. You think you can take me? Let's see it. My pilots are lit. I've got my meats. I've got my 2 3.5 ounce ground beef burgers. And, of course, on our burgers, VooDoo dust. And what we're going to do, we're going to do smash burgers. And I'm going to show you how fast it can be done. And if you think you can beat me, tag me, at me, slash me, duet me, whatever it is you do, and send it to me. Because we're about ready to go. And we're going to knock this out of the park. So time will start once the first piece of food hits the grill. And that's the same for you. So, you know, if you're going to play along, get ready to rock and roll. Because it is on. Like your pilots, grab your me's, VooDoo like we do. All right, here we go. Get ready, homies. Oh, look at that first patty. Don't forget to season that bad boy. What? All right. Bun ready to come off. Lettuce on the bottom of the bun. Top bun, get ready to hold. Guys, it is coming. We're almost ready to flip this bad boy. Look at that. Now, smash burger, no cheating. Cooked all the way through, still juicy. No crispy edges. Gotta be cooked, gotta be moist. Still a double hand drip. All right, rocking and rolling. Your patties better look as good as mine, homie. Season both sides, no cheating. No cheating. You know, my friend Doc Barbecue says, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. No cheating. Here we go. Onions. Tomato. Oh, these yummy pickles. I love pickles. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're ready. Fight me.
Your body language says it all, Chef. How long till I get a video? That's all I want to know.
Man, I got so many videos out there. Oh man! So you want some constructive criticism and some feedback?
No, I want you to fight me. All right.
Okay.
Hey, you know, we talk about diversity. We talk about love. One more video before VooDoo Games. One of my former students, one of my favorite students, pimping out the VooDoo love.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Ruby Red Monroe, all the way from San Francisco, California. Don't forget, you should check out some VooDoo Chef Dirt. See, I can be a spokesmodel. VooDoo Chef Dirt is an amazing product. I use it all the time in my kitchen, but also the fun fact about this product is that a portion of the proceeds go to culinary scholarships, which is really amazing. So if you can, go out, check us out online, VooDoo Chef. Find it at a store near you. Mwah. See you soon. Bye.
And just like that, Chef, it's time for VooDoo Games.
Let's go.
I hope you're ready. As always, Patrick is the keeper of tonight's VooDoo Games, and we're behind. So we're going to rush through this intro. Real simple. It is a round of trivia questions. I have no knowledge what the trivia questions are. Patrick will read the question. If you think you know the answer to the question, you simply shout out your name. And if you are selected to answer the question, Patrick will determine your correctness. If you're correct, you receive 1 point. If not, others will have the opportunity to answer the question. And if they get it right, they get the point. There are no penalties for incorrect points. The person with the most points at the end of the game is the winner. And tonight's winner will have the opportunity to have their name entered into a drawing where they might be selected to have a chance to win a prize that could be named at a later date. Don't get too brave there, my friend, because we've got some competitors for tonight's trivia. Bringing in the cowboy.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, take
Hell
your phone
no.
like that.
No.
Go like that. There we go, George. All right. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, bringing in someone that's been in the green room for a hot minute, somebody that simply goes by Wifey. Do we have you in the room there, Wifey?
Hi.
All right,
I
George.
didn't know this was going to be a family affair.
George, we might have to rotate your phone again. I don't know what's going on.
You did that shit on purpose.
All right, so here you're right. I pulled her aside last night and said, "Let's do this." All right, so here we go. Tonight's trivia, Patrick. Do we have a category?
So I think it's fitting for the guest star tonight. The category is food in general.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now. It's like, go ahead, put away the CIA books. You're not going to need those. Don't go digging anywhere deep. Those books won't help you at all. So.
All right.
So quick rules. Once again, simply shout out your own name if you think you know the answer. Please do not shout out the answers. Wait until called upon. And if the answer does come up in the chat room, because Don Hill will never come on and play, but he sure as fuck types in the answers pretty quick. Please no cheating. And again, tonight's winner will be given the opportunity to have their name entered into a drawing where they might be selected to have a chance to win a prize that could be named at a later date. Chef Patrick.
All right, here we go.
To you.
All right, question number 1. What is the rarest M&M color?
VooDoo.
VooDoo.
Yellow.
Yellow is not correct.
Brah. Sorry.
I'll go with Vanessa. I see we lost Rene. He froze up.
He's scared. I'm going to say, what can Brown do for you? UPS.
Brown is the correct answer.
Whoop, whoop.
And look at that. You beat Don Hill. Should we wait for Rainey to come back, or should we plow ahead so we win?
I mean, I think we should wait a minute or two. I mean, I don't know. He might blame the snow or something. I don't know.
He saw Wifey came in, and he's texting her right now, going, "This isn't fair."
Yeah. So, I noticed he froze. Stop moving. It's like, all right.
Right. Actually, I haven't got a text yet.
So, since we have you, Vanessa, George is on the podcast quite often. You are the president of the Tampa Bay chapter. Can you share a little bit about the purpose and the mission and the drive behind what you want to see happen with the Tampa Bay chapter of the ACF?
Well, it's about pretty much getting us back to where we were before that pandemic that we called a pandemic. And ultimately, we always tell the chapter, or, the chapter believes in it as well. It's not about the awards we get, because we get recognized a lot as Tampa Bay chapter. It's about what we give back. We do a lot of community outreach. And for us, it's a humbling experience for us to be able to lay our head down on our pillow at night and feel good about ourselves. We're always helping disabled veterans, foster children, and anybody that we can at any time. Metropolitan Ministries is an organization we help out a lot. But not only that, it's about the camaraderie. I see Rainey just came on, so I'll be really quick. It's about the camaraderie and helping each other out. I wouldn't be where I am today without
Rainey.
Yeah. Oh, without
Brown.
without Rainey.
Brown. That was
Rarest.
Well, no, he is my biggest fan. He is definitely my biggest cheerleader and my biggest fan. And he's right. I wouldn't be where I am today without him supporting me and mentoring me and having my back all the time. He's that push. He's also my rock.
I bet he would say the same about you, Vanessa. Hey, throw the social media tags out real quick where we can find ACF.
ACFTampaBay.com, or national level is ACFchefs.org.
Awesome. And Chef, now that you're back, Vanessa did get that point on Brown. Right? I know. So we'll turn it back over to Chef Patrick.
Did you guys freeze me on purpose so she could win?
That chef, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
See, what the fuck?
All right, question number 2. Which 2 spices are the most popular in the world?
Rainy.
Pepper?
And salt.
Not correct.
Because one of those is a seasoning.
Which 2 spices are the most popular in the world?
Cowboy, did you ring in?
Yeah, cowboy.
Oh, cowboy.
I'm gonna go with cinnamon and pepper.
Not correct. So I will say you guys are halfway there.
All right. Vanessa.
Say
Pepper. And hold on.
Say
cayenne.
mustard. Say mustard.
Not
I said
correct.
pepper and cayenne.
Not correct for Vanessa.
VooDoo pepper, paprika.
Not correct.
Pepper mustard. Somebody say mustard. Fuck, I'm giving it to you guys.
Everybody had a guess, so the correct answer was pepper and mustard. Yes.
Ah!
Good job,
So
Randy.
technically, salt is neither a spice or an herb. It's actually considered a mineral. Doesn't come from a plant. Doesn't come from anything like that.
Interesting.
I love how it popped in your head, though, Chef. I saw it happen.
No, when I said salt, I was like, that's not right.
Oh, you immediately knew that too. I saw that too.
Yep.
All right. So, question number 3. Am I correct there?
You are correct. Question 3. What state were chocolate chip cookies invented?
VooDoo.
VooDoo.
We're gonna go with Pennsylvania.
Not correct.
That's a good choice.
That's the first time I ever had them.
What state were chocolate chip cookies invented?
My aunt invented them, dude. I know it was Erie, Pennsylvania.
I think
Vanessa says South Carolina.
And Vanessa will be wrong.
Rainy.
The
same place that Humpty Dumpty potato chips come from.
I need a little more information than that.
Stop being a masshole. It's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is correct.
No.
Yep, Toll House.
I'm here. He's trying to fuck with me. He's trying to ask
I was
questions.
wondering how long it would take you to get it. I mean, it was like a softball right there.
I had to think about it, man. I'm
Humpty
old.
Dumpty potato chips?
Humpty Dumpty.
Bring me some.
Ketchup chips, man. They're fucking amazing.
I've never heard of them, yeah.
I have.
They got sea salt vinegar. They got clam chowder. They've got the newest.
He'll put that in his baggage and it'll come back all crumbled.
Especially on my first class flight on JetBlue.
All right. Question number 4. Which variety of chili pepper is considered the hottest in the world?
VooDoo.
Vanessa.
VooDoo.
I'm going to go with Ghost.
Ghost is not correct. Vanessa.
Cowboy.
Hold on, it's coming to me because I was just there. Hold on.
Man, this
Carolina
ain't like
Reaper.
Jeopardy.
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper is correct. Voodoo,
Yep.
Ghost was the hottest up until I want to say it was 2007, if I'm not mistaken.
So does that mean I get a point?
If I asked this question back in 2006, yes.
Well,
Patrick,
I
can
don't
you
know
take
what
him off
year
the
it
screen
is.
like
Does
you
that
took me
count?
off the screen?
Say again?
I don't know what year it is. Does that count?
Unfortunately not.
Fucking house rules.
Damn straight, man.
All right, so we're moving on to question 5. Right now I have 2 points, Vanessa, and 1 point, Rainy.
What about
Sweet.
Voodoo and George, you guys got some catch up here.
Pat.
Okay, I'm gonna get this one.
All right, question 5. What was the first soft drink in space?
Ooh. Vanessa.
Gotta be like
Vanessa.
10.
Orange High C.
Not correct.
Darn it.
Voodoo.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is correct.
Darn. I thought I remember seeing orange.
I thought it was gonna be like Tab or Dr.
Hill
Pepper or
says
Moxie.
Tang.
Some of the old
I was gonna go with
sodas.
Dr. Pepper.
Well, if you know the VooDoo Chef podcast, if you say anything other than Coca-Cola, we might have to ban you for life.
Yeah, I'm not. We are definitely Coca-Cola fans in this household.
All right. Question number 6. What is the most consumed manufactured drink in the world?
VooDoo.
VooDoo. VooDoo.
Fuck off. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is not correct. I believe I heard Cowboy.
man.
Cowboy?
I'm going to tell you, Rainy.
I'm gonna go.
I'm
with
going to tell you
bottled
it's
water.
the most consumed drink.
Hold on. Cowboy.
I'm gonna go with bottled water.
Bottled water is
Fuck
not
him.
correct. Now, Rainy.
It is water.
Nope.
Water.
I want to know what people are drinking more than water.
It said manufactured drink.
Manufactured, right?
Oh.
Bottled water is manufactured, bro.
They just open a tap. Don't let them fool you. Haven't you
Here
seen
I
the
go.
Penn and Teller
Cold spring
episode of
water.
bullshit?
Vanessa, do you have any guesses?
I'm going to go for beers.
That is not correct. So Don actually has the correct answer down there in the chat. Correct answer was tea.
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 Don cheated. Why didn't you tell me, Don? You had no problem asking me questions before. What the hell?
I'm surprised Eric didn't say Jack. Jack Daniels.
In 1904, you know.
All right. Question number 7. Which is the only edible food that never goes bad?
VooDoo.
VooDoo.
Cowboy.
Alcohol.
Say again?
Alcohol.
Not well.
That's
Not
food.
correct. Cowboy.
Twinkies.
Not
Oh my
correct.
gosh. I was
Wait.
going to guess that.
Twinkies is right, dude.
It's a natural food, and it's the reason why we don't use it as much as we should, because it has its own preservative properties. It's honey.
Honey is correct.
Good job.
Hey, Cowboy George, I had actually heard that as well. I heard a Twinkie would last through an atomic bomb.
I guess
It
you
would.
guys
So
never
would
took
Jack
Tommy, right?
Daniels, Vanessa. So I think everybody gets a point.
When they
All right,
start putting Twinkies and MREs, then you know they fucking made it.
All right. We're moving on to question 8. Score update. Right?
Yep.
Yep. I got 2 points for Vanessa, 2 points for Rainey, and 1 point for VooDoo.
Uh-oh.
So there's still a chance.
I don't know.
Throw it in the towel already, Eric?
I don't know what's going on.
Fucking food questions. Come on.
All right. Question 8. Which country invented ice cream?
Oh, that's an easy one.
Go for it, Rainey.
Come on.
Vanessa?
I feel like Rainey's over here typing.
VooDoo.
VooDoo.
I got hands in the sky.
I'm gonna go with France.
Not correct.
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
I'm going to go with Italy gelato.
Not correct.
That was my
All right,
first
Rainy for the win.
Rainey.
They're the same ones who invented pasta. It's China. Blame it on China.
China is correct.
Good job, Chef.
Yep. China is correct. All right.
Trump
Yeah.
told me that. Trump told me blame it on China.
All right. I got 2 questions left.
I thought he said blame it on Fauci. All right, just so we just
He said
just-
blame it on China.
Go ahead, Patrick, because this is gonna get ugly quick.
That's why I tried to move on. All right. Question number 9. What is
Score
the
update.
score update? Sure. We got 3 points Rainey, 2 points Vanessa, and 1 point VooDoo. So yes, there still is a chance.
Slight chance. Slight chance.
All right.
So
Question number
you're
9.
saying there's a chance.
What is the oldest soft drink in the United States?
Rainy.
Rainey.
Moxie.
Not correct. Oldest soft drink.
It's not Moxie?
Vanessa.
Vanessa.
RC Cola.
Not correct.
Nope.
Same company. Oh, fuck. It was on the
George.
Super Bowl commercial.
George, throw out some random guess.
Big Red.
Not correct.
What did George guess?
It was made by Pepsi Cola.
You're not supposed to say that name.
Yeah, I know, but Schweppes is the one who made the ginger ale. It was on the Super Bowl. It was on the Super Bowl this year.
Man, he's
They had a commercial before the Super Bowl that talked about America's oldest soft drink.
holy cow.
Is that right, Patrick?
I don't recall that honestly. I'm actually googling that right now to see. Not that I don't believe you, but
what do you got for an answer?
I don't know, Chef. It all comes down to this, and I'm the last one with an answer here. I'm gonna milk this as long as I fucking can.
That's what I believe.
I'm going with what Don said. I'm not going with what you said because I don't trust you right now because you want the win.
Ginger ale, man. I wouldn't steal you wrong.
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale is not correct. So the answer that I have was Dr. Pepper.
What? Hold on, I'm googling this shit.
Answer too, you son of a gun.
That was the answer I had. Yeah.
Mother bitch.
Are you sure, Patrick? When was Dr. Pepper?
Look, he's fucking cheating.
Born.
I saw it before.
No, you guys. We need an official score. We need to go upstairs to the judges' replay.
I can make this up as I go, can't I?
Are you sure it's not ginger ale? Because Dr. Pepper came out way after Moxie
Dr.
and Tab
Pepper,
and RC Cola.
So Dr. Pepper was created in 1885 by Charles Alderton.
Holy moly!
In Texas, right?
Yep, Waco, Texas. He's a pharmacist, mixing medicines for the community. Loved the smell of different flavors in the air.
I trusted you, Rainey. I trusted you.
I thought it was Schweppes. Schweppes said that. They also had a trivia
Fauci
question.
said that shit fucking occurred naturally, but go ahead, Patrick.
So Dr. Pepper is healthy. Got it.
Because if it's on your shoe and you go in the lab and then out of a lab, that's fucking natural. Go ahead, Patrick.
All right, so here we go. Question 10, possibly the last question, depending on Vanessa's answer. Or if Vanessa answers first, I should say. So
that might be a spoiler.
Score update. This is true. Score update. I got 3 points, Rainey, 2 points, Vanessa, 1 point, VooDoo.
I can play spoiler, so could you, George?
This is true. So for question 10, who was the first registered distillery within the U.S.?
VooDoo.
VooDoo.
Yuengling. Oh, you said distillery.
All right, thanks, Eric. Thanks for having us on the show. It's been great.
God.
I actually knew that.
So VooDoo, that is not correct.
Then I'm going to say Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Budweiser.
Budweiser's not correct.
He said distillery, not
Distillery,
brewery.
not brewery. Distillery.
Man, you're laughing at me.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm gonna guess.
All right.
I'm gonna guess.
Can I have a mulligan, please?
Oh man.
Jack Daniels.
Cowboy, you got anything?
Rainy.
All right, Rainy.
I'm gonna have to take Eric's lead and say Jack Daniels because I don't know.
Jack Daniels is correct.
Woo!
VooDoo,
I trusted him.
Squire card thing revoked.
Yeah, they just revoked. I just got the email. They just revoked my Squire card. But Chef, as the winner of tonight's VooDoo Games, first, fuck off. But as the winner, you're going to be given the opportunity to have your name entered into a drawing where you might be selected to have a chance to win a prize that could be named at a later date. Nothing but love, my friend. Our competitors, Chef Vanessa, Chef George, thanks for coming in. Most importantly, Chef Rainey, man, I got nothing but mad love from your service, your dedication to our country, and then your dedication to our craft. What you do speaks volumes, and more importantly, your no hate and your give back to our industry and our community. You're a rock star, dude, and we have to do this again in order for us to get the full story. And if you need more information on Chef Rainey and his run for president of the American Culinary Federation, Chef, where can we find that?
So all the people that are members of the ACF will have the opportunity to vote when the ballots come out on April 24th. We've been posting on all platforms for campaign messages. You guys got the Yes Chef shirts on right now. I have campaign shirts that that I've been sending out to people to make promotional videos basically, it's just for them to tell their story on why they're going to vote for me. And I'm going to tell you, we've posted about 45 videos so far. We got another 45 to go. And it's basically just people talking about me mentoring, me training, me giving back to the community. I got students, I got professionals, I've got mentors, I've got, master chefs. It's just about, like I told you, I didn't want to be the president of the ACF, but our ACF Tampa Bay chapter model should be like the national office. If they could run the national office like we run our ACF chapter, there would be so many great ACF chapters in the U.S. There's like 150 chapters in the ACF, and that's what makes up the national office. But I think that if we focus on the things that we focus on, the ACF as a whole could be a better place. And that's why I'm running for national president. I think there's a lot of things that are missing. We're missing restaurant chefs. We're missing, companies and purveyors who want to sponsor the ACF so they can talk to their customers. We're missing chefs like the Research Chefs Association. We're missing some of the club chefs. There's just a lot of people out there, Eric, that are not getting included. And everybody's talking about inclusion. And I think to myself, if we were inclusive, every single chef and every restaurateur in Tampa would want to be a part of our organization. So we really need to find a way to get those students. You heard my message last night. A lot of times students will go to a school, they'll become an ACF member, and after they leave the school, they're no longer ACF members. We've got to find something to keep those students as members. I mean, I was forced into the ACF by my mentor, and it's been nothing but rewards for me. The ACF is a great place for certification, education, mentorship, friendship, all of these types of things that it's a club. It's a 501c3 where we can go every month, once a month, and talk shop, talk about experiences, try to help people find employees or employers, educate people. Like last night, we had vegetarian-based protein. This for some people that's great. For other people, it's not. I'm old school. I think that steak has one ingredient. When you give me a modified steak and it's got 40 ingredients in it, I don't see the benefits of that. So I think at the end of the day, we bring something for everybody, and that's the message that I want to leave here tonight. If you're looking for whether you're a professional, a vendor, a teacher, an educator, a corporate chef, a restaurant chef, we have a great organization, and everything we do goes back to the students. We used to have golf tournaments, Eric, and that model didn't work for us because that took weeks and weeks and maybe months of planning. Now we're doing dinners before COVID. We haven't done one since COVID, but we do fundraising dinners, and we invite 10 chefs, and they cook their signature dish, and they make 100 portions of that signature dish. And then we got 100 people to come at $100 each. And in 4 hours, we make 10 grand. And the amazing thing about it, the best thing about it is we're giving back to the community. Vanessa touched base on it, and Patrick will testify. I think Patrick is pretty amazed on how many people we've infected, whether it's the orphanage in Tampa Bay or in Brandon or the Veterans Home now. We even did the children's ward at Tampa General. We've done SOCOM, Special Veterans. We've done just so many different organizations that we've given back. And, we don't just give to them one time. Once we start giving to them, they're always on the table. They're always on the hot seat, and they just keep getting benefits of the ACF.
Chef, I haven't been to an ACF meeting in quite some time. The first time I went to an ACF meeting, you know what? Patrick, I love you. Hey, guys, VooDoo Chef here, Eric Youngs. I want to tell you something. The first time I went to an ACF meeting was somewhere in the 90s. I was running a restaurant here in Tampa Bay, and we were looking for employees. And what better place to go than our networking organization, the American Culinary Federation. At the time, without having a formal background or formal training in our industry, I walked in blind, but I was amazed at the network of chefs that I met. And unfortunately, it was the first and last meeting I attended. until I got into the world of education. As a 20-year culinary instructor, the ACF became a network for me to reach out and meet new people. And having the only model culinary academy in the entire nation at the high school level for culinary students, it became a great resource to help us find outlets for our students to work, to gain more educational experience, and to network with chefs who had gone through that formal training that I may not have had the opportunity to go through. I recently attended the Tampa Bay chapter meeting, and Chef Rene, someone who I've known for quite some time, is at that event. And I am so impressed with the impact he's had on Tampa Bay as a past president. And I am so excited that he's running for national president. So I want all of you out there, check him out right here in his lush hotel room up in Massachusetts. If you need more information, make sure you check him out. You can log on to ACF Tampa Bay on all social media. You can hit him up on his social media. But he is out for inclusion. He's out to include everybody in the American Culinary Federation and make a space for anybody that wants to be part, anybody that wants to learn and grow and become a part of this amazing career path that has infected so many people. And I'm proud to know him, not only as ACF past president, as a candidate, but as someone I call friend. Check him out and make sure that, most importantly, you give him your vote when it comes time to knock it. Hey, Chef, thank you so much. We're going to trim that up, send that to you, because we need someone who is as passionate as you running that office and giving back, my friend. I've got nothing.
Well, thank you. One last thing, Eric. One last thing I'd like to do is anybody who's on the call tonight or anybody you talk to, you want to come and check us out. April 10th. I'm sorry, Monday, April 10th. Grand Central Brew House, St. Pete. Come and drink some beer. You got to pay for your own beer, but we're going to provide the food. We got Smithfield doing a food truck. Food's going to be free. So come on out, check us out.
Guys, come on out. I will definitely let you buy me a beer because Patrick's driving. Hey, Rady, hang out for a couple minutes, man.
Donald said he's buying.
What's that?
Donald put in the chat box that he's buying.
Who's? Wait. Let's check that.
No, I'm fucking with him.
Don ain't coming. He's so full of shit. You had me excited, dude. I'm excited. Hey, guys, next week, don't forget cake tasting with the cake lady?
Cake girl?
Kirby LaValle, owner of the Cake Girl. Rainey, you're a rock star. Peace, guys. We'll see you in a bit.